What's up, guys? It's Brett and Logan back here, going with a little core series this time. I'm going to have Brett demonstrating for us. It's going to be about 4 or 5 movements we're going to go through, kind of spice up the core. A little bit different. Most people are really into the crunches these days. We're going to go anti-extension, which is a plank. We're going to start here. I'm going to have Brett come down. We're actually going to utilize the wall here. It's going to help with kind of keeping the body locked in. All right, so what I'm going to have him do is go down onto all fours on his elbows. He's going to first get his feet nice and flat against the wall. From here, what I want him to do is kind of push his elbows back and stacked underneath so that these heels are nice and pressed into the wall, okay? You don't want to have the feet coming off, and you'll understand why when we get up. Once we're there, I'm going to have him raise up his hips, okay? First thing he wants to do is drive these elbows back towards the wall, push into the wall with his heels. All right, he's going to squeeze his glutes and keep his rib cage down. He's going to push out with his abs. He's going to hold. You only need about a 10-15 second full compression. His body will start shaking a little bit if you feel it. Okay? The one thing you don't want to see is when these start to drop down, you want to quit that exercise. Okay? So he's going to go for 10-15 seconds, come back down, rest. All right, guys, so now moving on from the plank, we're going into the side plank here. Okay, we're going to start with the regression side of things. So I'm going to have Brett come down onto his side with his knees in front, okay? I like to have the feet kind of in line with the spine back here. Elbow underneath the shoulder, all right? Main progression is we're gonna bring our hips up and then through towards the camera here. All right, he's doing the same thing, squeezing his hips, okay? You wanna get this anti-lateral flexion or side bend here, okay? Nice and tight, it's good for carrying groceries. We wanna be nice and sturdy through that. Okay, he's gonna hold for about 15-20 seconds as well here. Nice and tight. And once he's done, when he's coming back, I want him to sit back with his hips and back down to the ground. All right, so from there, we're gonna go into our regular side plank here. What I'm gonna have Brett do is I'm gonna have his top foot stacked in front. Opposite there, perfect. Okay, I like this, it's a little better for stability purposes here. What I want him to do is go through the same progression. Okay, his hips are a little bit back to start, but he's gonna go up, shoot through the elbow, bring those hips up towards the camera, squeeze the glutes, a little bit longer of a lever here, okay, so it'll be a little bit more difficult. He's gonna hold for the same amount of time, and then he is going to rest after 15 to 20 seconds. All right, guys, so here's a little way to spice them up, combine the two, okay, so we're gonna go a plank to a side plank, almost a rolling side plank here, okay. It's a good way to add some time under tension, but to switch up the positions so you're kind of utilizing a little bit more of the entire core. Okay, so what I'm gonna have Brett do here is I'm gonna actually have him get into a plank position, not on the wall this time. Feet about hip width, okay? Hands are going to be across his body,
so
like
instead
so.
Of here,
instead of there, we're going across, and you'll see why it's an easy transition to that side plank. Okay, just like earlier, it's the same positioning, squeezing the glutes, rib cage is locked down here. Nice, good, sturdy back here. All right, so he's gonna hold for about 10 seconds here. Now what I'm gonna have him do is he's going to rotate, and rotate his feet to get into that top position of the side plank. So that's why we set our feet like this earlier in the side plank. He's gonna now be in that nice sturdy side plank position, hold for 10 seconds, now getting a little bit more of the side bend work rather than the anti-extension. Hold for 10, go back to the center, hold back for 10, make sure you get those positions nice and sturdy, and then he's gonna hit the other side. Okay, so all in all, you're gonna get about 40 seconds of work compared to that 10 to 15. A little bit of way to spice it up, add some time under tension, make it a little bit more difficult. All right, guys, we're here with our third exercise for the core series here. Okay, we're gonna go into the bird dog. Love this just for overall core activation. It's great for a primer into your squat and deadlift days. Okay, what I'm gonna have Brett do here is get down in the quadruped position, so all fours. Okay, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Okay, good. First things first, okay, to turn on your core, what I want you to do is you're gonna do a little bit of a pelvis rotation. So what I want him to do is tuck his pelvis, release his pelvis, and now tuck one more, just to make it nice and flat. So ease up a little bit there, Brett. Okay, right there. Now when you're tucking underneath, that's gonna turn on your core. You're gonna feel a little bit of an activation in the core there. Good. From there, we're going to take one leg where you're going to kick back. Okay, I want him to lead with his heel, acting like he's gonna push against that wall. He's not gonna actually push against the wall. What that's gonna do, it's gonna activate our glute here. Okay, still keeping that tight. He's gonna now take his opposing left side here, reach up overhead, keep this nice sturdy and locked. Okay, so it's a little bit of stability and balance work here. Now I like to hold it in a 5-second position here. Some people like to just go rep-wise. What we're gonna do here is once we're there, 5 seconds, he's gonna have his hand come touch his knee as he goes into, yep, little hip flexion, okay, opening up the hips, hold that stability there. Okay, so I like to go 5 sets with 5 seconds on each side, and then he's gonna switch to each side, yep. Lead with that heel, good, squeeze the glute, lock the shoulder down when you're in that position. Good, close the hip. This is really good to get everything kind of working, especially the core.
All right, so for the next exercise in the core series, we're going to be doing an anti-rotation exercise. And a very popular core exercise, you see people doing a lot of cable rotations or machine rotations. This is a great way to work the same muscles but without having to put as much pressure on the spine. So this is going to be more fighting the rotation rather than initiating the rotation. So Logan's in a good base here, but you pretty much want to line up to either a band, a cable. You want it about chest or shoulder height, and you want to be standing about perpendicular to the base of the band or the cable. And Logan's already got his feet about shoulder width, so that's a great starting position. And then I'm going to have him grab the band like so, and make sure both arms are on there nice and snug, get a good position. And then from here, all I'm going to have him do is press out in a controlled motion, and you really want to activate the abs. Have the abs working to fight that cable or the band wanting to pull him back. So he should be feeling it all throughout that outer core, even kind of getting along the whole core girdle. And you can do this for either reps, so Logan give maybe 3 nice controlled reps. And you can see he's keeping a good posture, the body's staying controlled, that's the key. Or you can even hold, for 10, 15, 20 seconds, so we'll get a good hold going here. And if you're getting a hold, you should actually start to feel the whole body. You'll start to feel the hips, you'll already get the core, you'll already get the shoulders in there. So this is one that's so you can relax. This is one that's great for golfers, any rotational athlete, but a good way to change up instead of only doing the rotations, getting that anti-rotational aspect in your training as well. Hey everybody, so the last exercise here of the core series is a suitcase carry, and this is a very effective anti-flexion drill. So pretty much what you're going to be doing is fighting your body wanting to bend down. So I'm going to have Logan pick up the kettlebell here with one hand, and before you even start walking, make sure you're in a good position, keeping good posture, keeping the shoulders back and level as he has here, and you want to already activate the abs, already get that little bit of squeeze in there, and that will help keep everything controlled. And then I'm going to have him start walking, and you want to walk between almost 50%, maybe a little bit faster of your regular walking pace, but this should definitely be slower than your regular walk. You want to make sure you're keeping control and not leaning to either side. You want to keep a good upright position. It should almost look like you have a weight in both hands or a weight in no hand. But as you go, you should start to feel, so say the weight's in his right hand, you should start to feel the left ab wall starting to work. And a good option for this, so Logan, can you stay still? Good option for this is if you're short on space, you can do marches rather than the carry. So you don't have to be traveling very far. You can do the marches for only 5 yards, moving, a little bit with each one, or you can even do them in place. But this is a good way to, instead of doing some of the side bends you see, this is a good way to work those same muscles, but instead of initiating that side flexion, you're fighting it with the anti-flexion aspect there.